I have a confession. I had sex. Um, and I know I've been talking a lot about, abstinence and stuff like that, practicing abstinence, but actually fell for him all over again. And that was, before. Um, and I actually feel like that's partial of the reason that I'm going through a lot right now. And I don't know, it just told me a lot about our situation. The last time we had sex, he was very aggressive, as if he really didn't care. Um, Before, he was very gentle and he cared, and he made it seem like the last time he was very gentle, very gentle, like he cared, like it was something there, it was something more. This time it was aggressive, very, very, very aggressive. Um, Being the fact that I accepted, because he did move on, he has moved on, so I accepted the fact that he moved on and everything. So it's just like, I don't know. I just didn't want him on my mind anymore that he had already been. And so, but the fact that, body language shows a lot as well. So it gave me clarity, to know that he doesn't care. Um, right now, I am fasting from the Bible because I feel like I sinned, obviously, and I'm just taking this time to just get back right, and yeah, so that is my confession, and hopefully I can um, just get through everything that's coming at me now, because I have um, done that. But I do feel like whenever you have done something, fasting from the Bible, or will give you some space and some time to really um, think about what you are doing, what you have done, and what this means for you going forward. And I don't know why, but I always tell myself, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and it's not long before, I'm put in a situation that I told myself I wouldn't. Um, but I have made some commitments that I am standing strong on. I still have my foundation, and that's what I'm standing on now. I will say I am becoming shaken. That foundation is kind of just, rocking a little bit, but that's all because of, that's the consequences. Um, but I'm still standing, barely, but it's still holding on. I just have to do some construction on myself and get my walls built back up a little bit more stronger. And I just got to work on myself now. So I just wanted to talk about that. Um, so yeah. This time we had sex. It was gentle. Maybe I was the I was the aggressor this time. When he came on to me, I pushed him away at first, but then I kissed him because that's how I truly felt. And me kissing someone is me opening up to you and saying that enough is enough. I have to get this off my chest. And that's what I said when I kissed him. When we kiss, it's like it makes him feel more alive in the moment when we're having sex. After that first kiss for me during sex, kissing doesn't matter because I'm more so in tune with the feeling beneath my waist. Does it matter um, if where you receive the feeling the most? The first time I went down on him, um, I was opening up my mind to receiving him. And eventually that seed led to my lips after between the thighs. So would you say he has all of me inside now? Surpassing the feelings from the oppression of constantly reminiscing on what could have happened has been done. Do I feel any differently? I feel as though I've released, but I don't feel released. So, if I was to read his body language this time, it's caught up by the judgment of the end result, the outcome. Because his body language this time, he held me and we were just in the moment relaxing. But what brought him up and kind of just squashed the vibe was what I do when I do. when I talk about my deep moments of me, of my writing, and I bring up those ideas of the story that I've written, and I bring it to his awareness, and now he's like, um, it's like it's something he never heard before, or he heard it, but now he gets it's a chance to speak on it because he said he thought about it before, and I believe him. But it's just like something, like when I speak on something that's been, it's like my idea, um, something different, maybe, or just anything that I speak about and I share with him. You know, that's his favorite moments, is when I share those ideas and it gives him something to talk about. It's not my favorite moment, but it's his favorite moment. Um, he loves having those discussions because it's like it gives him a chance to really express himself. It gives him a chance to express himself, and when he expresses himself, um, it's kind of hard to understand. And when I don't understand, I just get quiet. Um, and sometimes it leads back to another discussion, or sometimes it doesn't. I like the moments when we're just sitting in silence or laying in silence and he holds me. I like those moments better. I used to like the discussions a lot. But now it's just like too much. It takes a toll on my mind too much to where I just gotta let it go. So that's when he came out of his cocoon of holding me, and the conversation got the best of the moment, took the best of the moment, and walked out of that door. No longer was there a feeling of security, solitude, affection. All of that went out of the window. Kissed me on the forehead. Was I expecting a kiss on the lips? Well, it would have made me feel like, oh, okay, he actually still cares, you know. But the kiss on the forehead just means that he does care, but he's not feeling that way as of the kiss on the lips. So maybe when he kisses me on the lips, it's more so of I feel that way. He kisses me on the forehead, I don't really feel that way. But regardless, in our past relationships, he always kissed me on the lips. There was no kiss on the forehead or anything. But when he when I decided to kiss him, because at first he came in like, give me a kiss, you know, and I was like, no, because a part of me still had hope that I would return back to my celibacy and that I would not give myself away to anyone unless they were my husband. I wanted to return back to the idea, but I let go. And I just left that idea to find its next host. He was surprised when I made the decision that, okay, I'll kiss you. He was like, oh, now you want to kiss me. And in that moment, he didn't seem like he wanted to kiss me back when I decided that I did want to kiss him, as if maybe it was an act. The whole sexual moment of us being intimate, besides the kissing, and eventually, I don't know, the whole moment of intimacy, it started off confusing, and then it became like, okay, you know, intriguing, interesting, and then eventually to the ending, it seemed confusing again. But it just seems like the body language just speaks more volume, you know, sometimes. Most likely, well, yeah, it does. Um, and I'm left to wonder again. I don't know what this is, but a part of me wants to say I knew what that was. When you don't have a title, it makes everything more intense because at any moment you can give yourself away, or that person can give themselves away. But the fact that you're into, when I'm gonna go back to the animal kingdom, they don't speak, oh yeah, we're together, oh yeah, we're in a relationship. They don't speak none of that. They're just together. That's where silence has value, because you don't have to talk about it. You're just about it. And maybe that's what our body wants to receive, or maybe that's the message that our body is given, that our body is a part of the animal kingdom in a way, but our mind just can't comprehend it because we are too aware and exposing. I don't know, maybe. Our body doesn't speak. This part of our body doesn't speak. This part does, though. In our own language. And like I said, the birds, the bears, all of them, they probably speaking the same stuff, but in a different language. Could be possible. But we don't understand them. But they understand each other. So who says they're not speaking the same way we're speaking? Just in a different language. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. And hopefully I can get through this. So yeah. So, I wound up calling him yesterday because I just needed to confirm what was going on. And honestly, he kind of blew me off. I was about to call him and I was about to say, what are we doing? Because every time he get what he wants from me intimately, it's like I don't hear from him. And he only called me on his terms and his time. So that's why I say, 1 minute is this version of him, and then the next minute is another version of him. I get it, he works a lot, it is what it is. But at the same time, if you're interested in somebody, you work in a lot more interfere with how you feel towards another person, and that's why I kind of feel like it's not real. And if it is, then it's taken a long, long time just to get some type of clarity out of the situation, and I don't think I will ever receive that clarity. So right now, I am going to continue on doing what I have to do, doing what I need to do. I want to make my situation more comfortable, and it's coming together slowly, very slowly. I'm gonna get my mind off of these clothes. Oh, I have to wash clothes. I have to wash clothes. I have to wash clothes. I'm gonna get my mind off of that, because the more I think about that, the more I'm holding myself back from doing what I actually want to do and need to do around here, as far as getting situated and comfortable with my lifestyle. So, yeah, I am very upset and disappointed with my locks. I had this one lock in the back that was bending in the middle again, and I feel like I'm traumatized by the last one. It was like this long. It was like one right here, and it was this long and bend in the middle, and the end wound up coming off. So it wound up being a little short again. I'm so tired of that happening with my locks, and this trauma only leads me back to the product that I wean myself off of, just to go back and go back constantly. Repetitive cycle. I don't know. I'm just tired. I'm tired of my locks. I'm tired of doing what maintaining only to always fall back short. And it wasn't only that one, it was a lot of them that seemed to just, they're really long, and then it's just like they get at that halfway point and it's just like, I'm not about to keep, getting getting cut short, going back short and short and short, because they keep falling, and I keep trying, and I'm done trying, so I was like, what's the point, because I wound up doing a folding method on it. So it was long, and then instead of it getting to that point where it's going to fall, I folded it, used the crochet method, and then I just wrapped it and twisted it and palm rolled it, and now it's like this short, but it was just like this long. So it is what it is at this point. I wish my locks were really thick like everybody else's, but mine are thin, and it just doesn't fit right with my head. It's like my head be all fat, my locks be all thin. It's just like it don't look right. Um, but it is what it is. So I don't know. There's only one person that I see with short locks, and her locks are so perfect in my eyes. But I guess in her eyes, they aren't perfect because she keep throwing on wigs and doing extra with them, and you can just tell she's unsatisfied with them. Because if you really like your locks so much, you wouldn't throw on wigs and do more than you should. You would just maintain it, as in, when like she's at the like her face structure fit her locks, so it's just like she got like a little thick little ponytail in the back, and it's perfect. And I don't understand why she keep hiding it in wigs and stuff like that, you know. But at the same time, I can't understand because some people might say mine is perfect, but I don't see perfection in mine at all. They don't fit my standards, and how I'm feeling is probably the same way she's feeling. They don't fit her standards. But I would love to have her locks. So let's switch locks for real, because how you feeling towards your locks is how I'm feeling towards my locks. But if I had her locks, man, I wouldn't even think twice about throwing on any wigs or anything like that. I would just wear them as is, you know. Some part of her locks give like she is kind of just over excited, and then sometimes she give like kind of like it's not enough. But that's what I'm saying. Her locks is perfect to me. And that's exactly how I would love for my locks to be, how hers is. Um, I don't even get enough ponytail out of my locks. I don't. And I just don't know what I'm doing wrong anymore. But I feel like everybody who has locks, is just like their standards aren't matching up. Their locks aren't matching up to their standards. So they feel like they gotta do more. I'm like, wow, y'all are so lucky. You know, I actually had my locks down, and the way that I had them down, I actually liked them. I'm like, oh, this is cute. You know, but I keep paying attention to my back area, or I keep paying attention to the flaws. And the flaws can get in a way of actually appreciating what you have. I've come a long way, and I should appreciate what I have, but I can't get past. It's like a feeling. We can appreciate what we have, but it's a feeling inside of us like, no, this something isn't right. Um, something ain't given. What is going on? That feeling of frustration, that one little area, or those little flaws. It can be a few flaws, and it just ruins everything for us. And yeah, but I did go live today, and I was just thinking the whole time, I'm like, wow, they must really hate me, because I went from, in just 1 minute, I got like 60, 30 viewers, and now it's just like one viewer at a time, up to 13 viewers in the past hour or so. I was like, wow, dang, what's going on? But it really didn't matter too much to me, because so much has happened. I don't understand. A lot of people probably don't understand, and you know, it's just that connection just really ain't there. And I don't know what it is, but um, it went from perfection to complicated so fast. It went from easy going to not so easy at all. Content, calmness, peace, fun, happiness, expression. It went from all of that to none of it so fast. And that's how change happens, you know? It was one way for so long, and now it's just, it doesn't even make sense anymore. But I was sober for 4 days. I went without nicotine for 4 days straight, and I just like I already knew I could do it. It's just the fear. It was a fear that made me do it this time. You know, I started twitching and stuff in my sleep recently. I've been twitching, and I've been having hallucinations about me, you know, falling into a depression, falling into a darkness. Fear, fear was everywhere, you know. I didn't know what was going on anymore. I felt like the world was out to get me, technically, personally, everything, everyone. And to top it all off, the twitching wouldn't stop, you know. Mom said I had a seizure as a little girl, and that's what kind of scares me. I hope I don't fall into that state again. And so I went into, I didn't have the money or the means to get another vape, so I just let it be. And when I did feel like getting one, I had the means, but I wasn't in a rush. It was more so confusion because I didn't want to get it, because I knew that I could continue on. I could do this. I was like, I can do this, I can continue on like this. I can do this for real. But the more I felt so assured about it, so self-assured, the more I became kind of just like confused, and I couldn't function, and I couldn't, my mind just wouldn't accept what I've accepted. So then I went out and I got a vape. I felt like one was okay, cool, and then the other one was maybe a mistake, as always. It wasn't the vape that I was intentionally going to get. The one I had in mind would more so just dissolve that feeling towards any and every relationship. The vape that I got more so was just like, I'm still in this place where I have to accept what is. And um, I have to get over the fear. What is that fear though? I have no idea what that fear is, but I felt like everything was coming together for me. The thought of letting go of my wants and stuff opened doors. But then I thought about those doors and I'm just like, what's the point? You know? One thing I don't want my kids to I don't want them to fall into the trap of everything. I can look at a little fake um, stuffed animal and be like, what's the purpose? You got real animals out there. I know it only brings happiness to the kids because, it's, if I can't have what's real, then I'm going to get what's fake. But the more I detach, the less I understand why they attach. And we spend so much on this stuff, and things just don't make you happy. It don't make me happy. I know that for a fact. But I could use it to my advantage. And just like they're thinking outside the box. If I can't have what's real, then I'll create my own illusion. The imagination, I guess, makes wonders in such a small space. If you can't have it, no way, then have it your way. And that's all that's been happening for me. My whole entire life, I never get how I'm supposed to, I never get what what I'm expected to get. Like when everybody else get, it just don't happen for me. You know, everybody can be moving up the rank, and I'm still at the same place, wondering what's going on. And that's when I think like, oh yeah, it's just not fair for me. And I came to terms that I'm going to do. I'm gonna create the lifestyle that I want, little by little, from what I have or from the itty bitty bit, that I have, little scraps of life that I can even get my hands on. You know, I was at the grocery store one day and I was getting my groceries, and this guy, I was waiting for a bag. I was kind of just trying to figure out how to get this bag without having to get back in line. So I'm standing there, and as I'm standing there, this guy, one of the employees, one at the cash register, he holding my stuff, like holding it like this. I'm like, dang, you must really don't want me to eat my food. Like, that's how selfish people are. They are very selfish and greedy. Just a loaf, him holding my belongings. It was only a little bit, like my loaf of bread and stuff. He was just holding it, like, no, you're not getting this. And I was just thinking, like, wow, that moment right there just shows how greedy and selfish people are. They don't even want you to eat a loaf of bread. They don't even want you to have a piece of bread because they want it. And that's how the world is. And that's why I just stay to myself, and I just want to create some type of comfort in my own space where I don't have to look outside. I don't have to go outside. I don't have to worry about nobody. You know, I don't want nobody to see what I have, here. Of course, they're going to see what I have, but I don't want nobody to interfere, because I just know that all they want is what they want for themselves. They don't care about what you want, or they don't care about your health, or that you're trying to get ahead, or you're trying to do it the right way, you're trying to be healthy. They don't care about none of that, because if they can't do it, or if it means, oh yeah, I got to give you my loaf of bread, then I'm not doing it. Even if you have all the money to get all the bread you want, they just don't want to share, you know and it's sad and it's unfortunate, because now you're stuck in a health crisis because they don't care about your wellness or your well-being if it jeopardizes theirs. And who's to say it will? you know and yeah, just like one little moment can explain everything about life. One moment is like every moment of your life in that moment. you know the relationship or whatever this thing I got going on with my son's dad, where he comes in, get what he wants, and then he's he's gone with the wind. you know it reminds me of all the past relationships that I just went through and I healed from, and I let go because of this reason. you know it's like he's doing it all over again. And I don't know if it's intentional. Sometimes I feel like it is intentional. I feel like everything that I'm going through that involves certain people is intentional, that they know exactly what they're doing. Just like when my case manager gave me that hug, he hugged me so tight that you wouldn't even doubt that he didn't even know how tightly he hugged me. He had to know exactly how tight he hugged me. It felt like my ribs was about to, I was like, if I was weak in that moment, you probably would felt a rib or two. Like, I'm pretty sure he felt exactly how he hugged me and how tightly he hugged me. I'm like, wow, you really want to hurt me? And I see it, and that's everybody. That same aggression. Very aggressive. He was very aggressive, and that changed my whole mind about him. And maybe I was like, maybe that's his intention, because he really can, sometimes people got to trigger that part of you to stay in their mind, so that you can, to take a toll on your mind. If he can get you here, then he going to have some type of effect here. And when he hugged me, I'm going to remember that hug. Because that hug, it was like you out for blood. That hug was like, um, if you could speak about that hug, it'd be nothing good. Think nothing good about him. And that's what I feel like that's what it was given. So it's just like I get to the point where I just feel like these men or everybody that hurt me a certain way, if it's not physically like he did, they all want the same outcome. They're all getting at the same thing. And it's just like, you want me to hate you. You want me to feel this way about you. You want me to think this way about you. Why? But whatever the reason is whatever the reason is, but they're all doing it the same way, just a different way. They're all doing the same thing a different way. And I just hope and I pray that God can lead me away from them the way that obviously, they want me away from them. So I hope that God can take me away from them there. Because that's what they want. I'm already hurt and I'm already feeling a certain way, and you just want to make it worse. You want to hurt. And that's what it comes down to. They all just want to hurt. So yeah. Um, I don't know if you can hear the sound of the birds, but they are very relaxing. Um, actually, I have this thing right here that makes those sounds. But it's nothing like the real thing. I used to listen to this every night, and then in the morning time, I couldn't even find myself to turn it off. But now I hear the birds, like every night during the winter time, I guess. But now, since it got warmer, I can hear the birds. It's like, I love that sound. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes they chatter and can be a little bit annoying. You feel me? But sometimes it's calming. Um, it's always when we come undone. You ever had that moment where you see some of my braids are done and some of them aren't? So when we feel good about ourselves, we tend to run out the house. We take that confidence and we take it like a backpack on our back and we're ready to go. You feel me? But just like that backpack can be stolen, that can be stolen as well. But that's not the point. We take how we feel about ourselves and we're on the go. But what do you do when you're a little bit too confident? You feel good about yourself. You all good, You feeling yourself, but you stay in the house. What do you do then? You don't do nothing, right? You can be confident personally, but then your house, you're not so confident about your house, or you could be confident in your house, and then it's just like, I ain't gotta do nothing. I ain't gotta do nothing. You feel me? And sometimes when I think about it, is it the fact that, it don't take nothing to get up and go. We confident. It don't take nothing to get up, leave out the door, and go to where we going. We all we doing the only thing we doing is walking. We ain't doing no work. We ain't putting in no work. We just walking here, and we do what we do. It's kind of like shopping is lazy. You feel me? It's lazy because we could be doing a lot at home. We need to be doing a lot at home, straightening up, organizing this, that, and the third. But we rather go and go out the door feeling the way we feeling because we ain't doing nothing. We ain't got to pay attention to, oh yeah, I can be doing this. You ever been confident in actually doing something for yourself? You feel me? We go to work, we get up, we go to work every single day. And we are putting up laundry. for other people. You know, we're stocking shelves for other people. When I say laundry, it's like if you're a caregiver, we're stocking shelves for other people and other organizations. It's like we have to have somebody around. We have to have some type of audience. Oh yeah, you did a great job. You know, your manager. In order to keep us moving, doing what we doing what we're doing in those stores, we have to have confirmation that we're doing it good. And then this makes us feel uplifted and elated, like, oh my gosh. But when you go home, do you have that same energy? When you go home, can you stock them shelves and organize your cabinets? Can you go down and organize your canned goods? Can you go in your refrigerator, make sure your refrigerator is clean, spick and span? You know, can you go and organize the books on your bookshelves, hang up your clothes, keep them organized, and, you know, the way you do when you're when you're working in retail and you're hanging them clothes and you making sure those clothes um, are put up properly, you know, small, medium, large, extra large, in order like that. When you go home, do you do these things? When you go home, can you do these things? When you go home, do you feel like doing these things? Of course not, you don't. Do you? I don't know. But you may not. And you ever wonder why? Why can I do all of these things at work, but I can't do it at home? So, I don't forget the point I was making. I forgot the point I was making. Like, what just happened here? Um, I feel like it was going where I didn't want to go. But okay, so reminder, my hair. Okay, so when you're not, when you're undone, you're not so confident, this, that, and the third. Can you go out? Is it hard for you to go out? Is it hard for you to go to work? Is it hard? You answer that question. Can you even walk out the door? You know? But instead of walking out that door, can you stay inside and still do what you have to do being undone? Is it easier to do what you got to do being undone? For me, it is. You know, I thought, honestly, it's like, if I keep myself together and I'm looking good, it's times where I put on makeup, I did myself up. I'm not going nowhere though, but I'm doing myself up so that I can feel confident walking around this house. But then I'm just like, the only thing I feel like doing is laying down, chilling, not doing nothing. And if I do want to do something, it's like eventually, you know, I don't know. It's just like, since I'm already up done, like, I don't know. It's kind of weird to explain. Okay, so I got my makeup on and stuff like that. It feels just the same to me as walking around with no makeup, you know. So, but at the same time, yeah, it feels the same. But it's just like when you feel like there's nothing wrong with you, or you just feel complete and perfect and just like, I'm good, you know, you tend to not think about your outside circumstances. Maybe the laundry ain't done, maybe the dishes ain't washed. And that's all we focus on. You feel me? Maybe the refrigerator needs stocked. Maybe, you know, the shelves need organized and cleaned. You don't think about none of that. And I'm going a little bit into detail because you can eventually you can, you know, get at the dishes. It is what it is. But when it comes to the shelves, like, we don't pay attention to that stuff. Why not? You know, I keep getting off topic, but It's just like you feel more free when you're not undone, but you can still have that confidence. When you're not undone, when you're undone, you can walk out the house easily. When you're done up, when you're done up, you can walk out the house easily. When you're not done up, you ain't step a foot out the house, but you still do what you got to do. Yeah. Today I was outside with my son, and we was feeding the birds. And this guy next door walked outside, and as soon as he walked outside, I walked in the house. It's like I'm comfortable with myself, but I'm not comfortable around people anymore as I used to be, because it just seems as though I'm not myself. And when I'm not myself, then I can't be in the presence of other people or those people, or wherever I don't feel like myself, I can't be there for too long. I have to immediately walk away from the situation because I love to be myself, you know? And since I can't be myself, then I can't be around nobody else. And that's just what it is. Being myself is like this. I got one side of my hair up, undone, and I got the other side of my hair done. This is being myself, but I don't like to prove myself. Just that triggered the emotion. But this is, being myself is being done. But at the same time, it doesn't matter if I'm undone or I'm not done up to a specific standard. I like getting things done. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But when I do, I don't like nothing standing in my way. So if my hair ain't done in that moment, it's not standing in my way from getting something done. This is going on longer than I intended. Like I want to talk about me and whatchamacallits, my son's dad, had sex again. And it was comfortable this time. We chilled, we laid down, we kissed. At the end of the day, it was still that kiss on her forehead, but we kissed. And it was actually really nice this time. I can't think of one moment. Like if it's like I'm feeling more. I'm not right. Like, am I there yet with comfort when it comes to him? I don't know if I'm there yet with comfort, all the way comfortable. I think I am. It's just like sometimes I just like last time I could not take off my earrings for nothing. It's like I still needed that one little piece of security, and I had to keep my earrings on the whole time I was with him because of like now. But with him, I've never just been completely undone for too long. And I think that's what the problem is. I wear my earrings all day, and then I take them off at night in the dark where you can't see me. And in the morning, I'm throwing the earrings back on. It's like I solely depended on those earrings. When it came to my hair, wash, dry, throw on a wig, boom. I stayed in that wig all day from sun up to sundown. You wouldn't catch me out that wig. And that's how I felt being with him. It's like I didn't have a moment to become undone. And I feel like that part of me is still there. Of course, I'm undone, my hair. But it's just like, even if my hair ain't done, like it's done, but it's not done. I would have to feel an urgency to hurry up and break this up. I have to hurry up and break this up because he can't see me like this, but I can see me like this. And it's like putting yourself on the back seat. You feel me? And that's those type of those relationship standards that I have trouble with, and I still have trouble with that, regardless. It's just a people thing. If you're completely undone, you can't go in the face of another person. But like I said, it's just, maybe it comes down to insecurity at the end of the day, because Hold on. So, like, if I get past these parts of myself, then it'd be less to worry about. But then at the same time, being with this person, with or without earrings, you're with this person, you know, it's not like you're dating. So it's like, okay, so we don't call it dating, we don't call it relationship, we just call it talking to each other for now. Or right now. So I guess once that time comes around when we can be living together and stuff like that, then that wouldn't be a problem anymore. And I just don't like when in my past relationships, I just didn't see it that way. I always had to get up and do myself up, like, period, you know? If I wore my makeup, I had to wear that makeup all day. I didn't just take it off when I wanted to take it off. Um, but by the end of the night when he was going home, I still wondered, did he like me for me? Did he have any second thoughts about my appearance because of my appearance? And did my appearance play a role in him kissing me on my forehead instead of going for my lips? This time I was cooking, so he did get to taste some food. So it was more we got out of the situation this time. It's like we stayed together. You know, that's how it felt. But I still had that little bit of me, like, because I remember, you know, the sleeping part. And it's just like us sleeping together. It's just like, I don't want to feel so suffocated. I remember one time I told him, I was like, if we ever get like a house together or something, I'm gonna have to have my own room. I still stand on that, like, seriously. Like, I want my own bed. Like, I'm the type of person where we might just have to have separate rooms if we're together. We have to have separate rooms because, you know, there's times where I want to cuddle with you and stuff like that. But if I want to lay in the bed, I don't want you all up under me all day. And, you know, it's just me because I like to say I'm claustrophobic, and that goes towards people. I'm claustrophobic towards people. I can't just be up under you all day. You know, um, I don't know. But I can't even get my hopes high towards a relationship because I haven't even accepted one side of myself. You feel me? Um, it's just like I feel so imperfect. And people make me feel imperfect. Imperfect. It's like they're a constant reminder of what's wrong with me. And as long as they keep, you know, making me feel this way, then I can never fully be me the way I want to. And that person can't have have all of me because whatever they're making me feel or whatever, however they're making me feel or whatever they think of me is kind of interfering with the way I feel about you. And it's just like, if one person is thinking this way or another person is thinking this way, and then I come back home and now I'm fearful that you're thinking this way of me as well. It's like a permanent flaw, you know? I can't see it as something to be grateful for. Sometimes I do, though. Sometimes I do. And sometimes I just don't, you know. But it's like I'm talking about everything wrong with me and everything that could be wrong with the situation, but I don't know if I like how things is going, and I don't know if I don't. So I guess that's a plus. Um, so I was moving on though because as you, my last video, I said, I'm not taking this no more. You feel me? And when I'm not taking this no more, I'm not taking this no more. And I actually started, moving on because on my board it actually says, and I did start working on this. I'm making me a vision board. And something came to mind one time. It was like, you can't start what you never start what you finish. And maybe that was me talking to myself. I'm like, that's what you think of me? But maybe that's the truth. I just thought about that. Like, I got half the clothes out. Sometimes I get half the clothes. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I do partial the bathroom, leave the bathroom for later, partial the dishes, leave the rest for later. Sometimes I do that. But yeah. Anyway, maybe that's the attention deficit they're talking about. Can't stay doing something for too long to completely finish it. But right here, right here, that part right there just speaks so much volume. Just the image alone. It says, heal from relationship with son's father. And that is where I was. That's where I was. And then he came over. So I don't know exactly when, but then he came over and he was telling me how he's sorry for making me feel a certain way. And because I was at a point where I'm not sleeping with you, I'm not doing nothing with you until we know. Until, feel me? Not even until, because I know what it is. We know what it is. This, that, and the third. I'm not about to keep letting you do what you do. And I'm not about to continue to let this go on. I actually think I have the text message still in my phone. Okay, so he was like, I had to just ask because he said, I miss you. And I was like, yeah, I know, but I just left it as a no comment because when I'm really into someone or someone's really into me, I don't play about that. So with that being said, the fact that I'm not encouraging, with that being the fact, I'm not encouraging whatever this is with me and you anymore since I actually know exactly what it is. And that's fine. I'm just not one to play around with anyone's feelings or vice versa. So I was actually, getting through it. And then he was like, I thought we was trying to talk again and that things are slow. I'm not talking to anybody anymore. I cut my friends off, just wasn't working out. Well, you didn't mention. So he said, I cut my friends off, just wasn't working out. That means, even if we actually did something, he hadn't completely cut them off. But then eventually he cut them off like, oh yeah, I got a choice. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you had a choice, and the whole time I'm thinking, we could be this, we could be that. And that's when I start getting that same type of mindset. I started weaning myself off of him. And then that's when he said, I'm not talking to anybody anymore. I just cut my friends off. Just wasn't working out, But you didn't tell me that. So that's what I was like, well, you didn't mention anything to me. You didn't mention anything about what you was doing, any of that. I didn't know any of that. And that is the reason why I came to that conclusion that I'm not letting this go on. I'm not doing it. Then that's when he was like, well, you didn't mention anything to me. Well, I was like, well, you didn't mention anything to me. You came, got what you wanted, and played like a blank page. I like that part when I said that, because I'm just like, it is so real. You play like a blank page, period, point blank. And it speaks for itself. You play like you come get what you wanted, and then you act as though that page ain't nothing on that page, like nothing. You play like nothing happened. And that's what I meant by that. As if that's all it's ever going to be with you, coming and going. If you actually really did want more, then you could have texted me or something throughout the week, but you couldn't even do that. I get you're busy, okay, but that doesn't mean you don't have time to do little things like that. And he was like, you're right, and I do try to text you, but it's not all about sex, because I really do like you a lot. And no, I know it's been confusing, but I do miss you, and I do need to get better and talking to you more and stuff. I guess I just been stressing out trying to pay these bills and get the apartment together, and they cut my hours down, so my checks especially, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This one was really low, so once I get some food for myself, I will be broke, because all my money is going to rent and bills. My car note too. So sorry that I've been distant lately, but honestly, I'm just not trying to fail and lose my apartment or car again. But I'm sorry, honestly, I know I will always love you. And then I was like, as soon as he said I will always love you, I'm like, boom, I already know what that means. Because it's been too many times when he was like, I know I always love you. I will always love you. I'm like, okay, all you always loving me don't mean that you're in love with me. It just means that you care for me. You can care for your baby mom like that too. So it's just like your other baby mom. You can, I'm just like, it is what it is. But so that's when I didn't even respond. And I know that's another thing. I know, like, that's what I'm trying not to do. I'm not trying to reach out to him as much with money or anything. Even when I really, really need it, I'm trying not to. And this is the reason why I do want to go get my stuff together. I am going to Social Security this week, Monday, Tuesday. It's not passing Monday. I want to definitely go and do that. That's why I want to keep doing what I'm doing. Like I said, I've been doing good, in regards to getting my son to school. That was just one day. Yeah, let me correct myself. That was just one day that I felt like, oh my gosh, it was cool. And then in the week before that, I did good. I did it all week, but it's like he missed a lot last week. And um, that's the thing. I do want to go and try to get my financial situation together, because I don't want to keep reaching out to him. But at the same time, they just remind me of our past relationship, because I did not reach out to him. I was independent. I barely asked for anything from him. You know, he barely gave me anything. So it's just like, it's like, if I can't depend on you the way you used to depend on me, you feel me? If I can't depend on you, um, or I can't, it's not like you, I'm not going about how much money he make. It's just the simple fact that, you know, if you have trouble taking care of me, because honestly, I do need a man that is going to take care of me, regardless if I go make this income or not. I know my state of mind, and I know sometimes I'm down, and when I do fall down, I'm gonna need you to pick me up. I'm gonna need you to be there. I want that dependency, honestly. Before I didn't need it. But now I feel like I need it. So that's I guess that's a problem now. Because I'm being forced to put pressure on myself all over again. And that's what it comes down to. So if I can't depend on you, and if you can't take care of me, and you just want me to take care of myself, but you're there, I can't do that. I'm not going to do that. So it's just like, I can take care of myself, but at the same time, I need you to be there as well, trying just as hard as me. So yeah. So yeah, that's when that's what I want. You feel me? He was like, "You at home because I didn't respond." And then he was like, "You at home because I'm going to come over for a sec so we can talk face to face. But I have to go to the grocery store today because I need food." And that's when I was like, "Yeah, we really don't need to talk face to face about it, really though. What more you need to say?" And then that's when he came over and said, "I think we do." So then that's when he changed his act and he was like,
Isha.
"Just made it home. Miss you, babe." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Isha.
Huh?
Go to the store.
It's dark outside now.
It's stupid outside.
I'm gonna whoop you.
It's stupid outside. I won't be outside.
I'm gonna whoop you. So, yeah, that's what went on. And, ever since then, it's just like, even when, like, I say, "Can I have some money?" Like, "I don't have any money, honestly. Like, how much do you want?" I say a little amount, like $10. So I can do that. But I be trying not to, even though sometimes I really need to. And that's what I'm saying. I just need a man that's going to take care of me financially. You feel me? Because personally, I want to live my life, and I don't want to really try as hard as I used to. I can do this, but I don't want it to be any pressure on the situation. But at the same time, I kind of get what he's trying to say. It's just like it's our whole relationship in the past was basically, I'm not dependent on you, you're not dependent on me type thing. If I gave him money, it's because I gave him money, and he never really asked for money. He eventually got up and started getting his own money. But when he was down and out, I was giving him money. But it was like I was kind of supporting him, encouraging, supporting, encouraging whatever he needed. That's what I was doing. But it's just like, I want to be down and out and out. I'm gonna be down, down, down and out, when it comes to the money sector. You feel me? If you gonna be out here working, you be out here working. You got a job, you got income, you can all set it aside eventually, and then you in the position to retire and this, that, and the third. Well, I gotta be in the same position as you. You feel me? Can you take care of me? Can we be together and you take care of me financially? I take care of us personally. Can we do half and half, personally, financially? Period, point blank. You gonna retire and we gonna live off your retirement check. Like, let's do it that way. It is, let's do it that way. But that's what I think. You feel me? That's cool to me. But for now, I got my apartment, he got his apartment, it's cool and everything until it gets serious. But yeah. But obviously we are on different terms, and I'm basically in the same situation with my sister, because my sister is always talking about, like, she never reached out to her boyfriend for nothing. You feel me? And even when she needed something, my mom's like, "Well, go ask your boyfriend. Go ask your boyfriend. Your boyfriend better do it, this, that, and third." And I was on the same, page as my mom, because I knew that type of lifestyle where, at the same time, I can understand her half as well, because it's just like my position right now. They feel a certain way when you reaching out to them, too much, or you reaching out to them at all. You know, they the man, they making money, and you get a little bit, but you got to make your own money. You got to do it. You got to do it. You know, you got to go out here and get your own money, treating us like we their kids or something. You feel me? As if we can't even go to them and say, "Can I get $1 or so?" Without it being a problem, without it being, "Oh yeah, what you need this for? This, that, and the third." Like that's what she was trying to avoid, and I understand her side of the you know. But mom don't understand that. She be like, "Well, you can't ask him for nothing. We're not married like you are. No, we can't just ask him for for money, this, that, and the third." And she know what it is because she once upon a time she wasn't married and she was independent as heck. She wasn't dependent on man for nothing. You feel me? So it's just like, you know what it is. So why you expect us to do what you doing and you in a marriage and we single? These men ain't gonna cater to us like you or your husband, you know? But yeah, that's just not the way it goes, and you know that. But she been in a marriage so long, she don't understand the difference between a marriage and single woman dating or that's talking to a man. She feel like a man should do the same thing as a husband doing out here for her, But at the same time, is your husband really doing exactly what you tell us to be doing? No, he's not. You feel me? You can't just like, "Oh yeah, give me this, give me this, give me this." That I feel like that's what she want though. She want to be in a position where the man is taking care of her, but she taking care of herself. But at the same time, she want to go and reach out for money sometime too. But she playing that man and woman position to where, this man, she can't reach out to her man. He reaching out to her more than her, you know. But yeah, she can't reach out to him. She take him out. I mean, he take her out to eat and stuff like that, but that's the most he doing. He ain't even giving her money. He'd take her out, this, that, and the third. But as for money, I don't even think money is a factor. I don't know too much about their relationship now, but I just know what I know and what I've been knowing is that she been the man and the woman in the marriage, And if she wants something, um, she's not the type to speak up. "Oh, can you buy this for me? Can you buy this for me? Can you buy this for me?" That's not her. And that has never been her. And when she need money, she go and get it herself. So it's just like, you telling us what? Does that even exist? It hasn't even happened for any of us to just ask for a man to just spoil us. It has happened for me, but that's when we was just like, our dating life wasn't going anywhere. You know, I don't know if he was trying to woo me or not, but even if you're trying to woo me, when you woo me, after you woo me, boom, you cut all that off. It's just like, that's what kind of confused me because he be doing this and that and the third. I don't really ask for it, but he do it anyway. Like, he did a lot for me. And all the way up into the point where, okay, we dating now, or we talking to the point where it seemed like we dating. Cool. I can't have you asking me for this, that, and the third. You feel me? But this is, like I said, I can kind of understand it because he has an apartment now. He has his car note and he has more stuff to pay now. So I do understand it. But even before then, I couldn't even ask him for a lot. He gave me more than I asked for, but I can't ask him for too much regardless. So it's just like, yeah, so that's just what it is. So it's a lot of kind of confusion when you think about it a little bit too much, but overall you can see that we are, we talking the way we need to be talking now. So it's just like, is it the second year yet? Is it the third year yet? Is it the fourth year yet? Is it even the next month yet? That type of time, It took us this long just to be talking like this. And it's not even completely talking like, "Oh yeah, the way we used to talk. But I don't even want it to be the way we used to talk. But it's not talking a way where it's kind of like getting there, but it's just like baby steps. It's really seeming like turtle, but maybe like turtle steps. But at the same time, because a baby step, the baby walking faster than a turtle. But at the same time, it's cool. It's cool because it gives us both time to wrap our mind around it. I guess if that, but like I said, I'm trying not. The more I don't focus on that, the more I can focus on this. You feel me? So yeah. So that's what's going on, and I will see y'all next time. Um, to keep you updated. So yeah. It was weird because we was at the laundromat and a guy drove past and he shouted out, "I love you." I was like, who's he talking to? So last night we were intimate. Not going to details this time. It was a little bit exotic. But he spent the night and actually didn't feel uncomfortable or anything. I was really, really comfortable. His touch, like it just felt good sleeping with somebody. I haven't slept with somebody in a while, so it felt good. It was comfortable. It's really, really comfortable. Um, yeah. So I slept good, you know, slept through the night. Um, I did feel kind of, uneased a little bit, but then my body, we adapted. I adapted to the situation and we slept together, we woke up together, and then we went out, got some McDonald's so he can eat, and we went ahead and finished up our laundry. Um, so then we came back, and it was more so of this time leaving. It wasn't no kiss or anything. It was just like a caress, like a touch. He touched my butt and was like, I'll see you later. I'll talk to you later. Um, but it was a lot of kissing as well. Um, so yeah. So now it's just, you know, time will tell going forward. The earring situation, I ain't wear earrings, you know. As I mentioned before previously, like I had a problem with always taking off my earrings. But I wasn't in no makeup or anything at all. And it was still the same energy. But I didn't put on my makeup and stuff until we went out and did laundry. I really didn't want to, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm starting to feel good to put on makeup, I guess. It's only a little bit though. I only got some like right here and some on my cheeks. But yeah. So I don't know. This time wasn't as confusing. It was still kind of confusing, but I think it's becoming less and less confusing, maybe. Um, but like I said, only time will tell going forward, and we just gotta have that patience. Whatever happens next. Still haven't invited me to his apartment yet. So Yeah. He actually left his water. Um, but yeah, that's about it. I will talk to y'all next time. Bye.